After weeks of radio silence, one of Shanquella Robinson's friends is finally speaking up about the situation. You guys are not gonna believe this, but he had the audacity to blame people for making things hard for him because he didn't get to have a good birthday. Also, it looks like the police in Mexico tried to cover up her death and might have even helped the group try to get away with murder. Literally. Oh, and the police are also accused of stealing from Shanquella. And you're not gonna believe how much they stole from her. Talk about plain evil. Okay, so the Shanquella Robinson case just keeps getting sadder and weirder every time we hear new updates because it's just a big old tangle of mess. As I'm sure you guys already know, Shanquella, a 25-year-old woman from North Carolina, went on a trip to Cabo, Mexico with 6 friends, and she didn't make it back alive. It is widely believed that her friends beat her to death. And although there has been no official comment on that, there is a video that shows one of her friends, Dejanay, being physically aggressive with Shanquella while others watched. Like, I still can't believe that, y'all. There are also reports that the Mexican government has confirmed that the death was not an accident because they have announced an arrest warrant for one of Shanquella's friends. While they didn't specify which one of the 6 friends the warrant is for, they did release a statement saying, "The case is fully clarified. We even have a court order. There is an arrest warrant issued for the crime of femicide to the detriment of the victim and against an alleged perpetrator, a friend of hers who is the direct aggressor. Actually, it wasn't a quarrel, but instead a direct aggression. We are carrying out all the pertinent procedures, such as the Interpol alert and the request for extradition to the United States of America. It's about 2 Americans, the victim and the culprit." Now it looks like the Mexican government is treating the case with all importance and all that, but that's not the case because they weren't paying a lot of attention to it before the case blew up on Black Twitter and the world started paying attention. In fact, there are allegations that the Mexican police even tried to cover things up. But before we get into that, I want to talk about one of Shanquella's friends, Nazir Wiggins, and how he was going off on people for dragging and threatening him because of Shanquella's death. So Nazir went live on Instagram to drag people who were coming for him. He claimed that he didn't go to Cabo with the rest of the gang because he had arrived later than the rest, and so he wasn't there when Shanquella got beaten up.
You gonna see. So when I got there, she was in the game room. They told me she was not feeling good, so I instantly go to her, put on her side, get a bag, and all that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time. I was crossing my heart. I hope that I.
Wait, hold up, because something ain't sitting right with me. How on earth are you going to sit next to someone who got beaten up so badly and not even notice that they're hurt? I mean, she got beaten up so badly that she lost her life. So there were definitely going to be bruises on her, but somehow this man is saying that he didn't notice?
I didn't know it was a video. I didn't know they did any harm, anything. I went in there and told it was alcohol poisoning, so that's what I helped her as.
Like, I mean, is it just me? Somebody please tell me that this man is not here complaining about getting dragged for his friend being by their friend group just because he didn't have fun on his birthday. Like, nah, it's the audacity for me. Like,
I'm literally gonna get violent.
I mean, like, I understand he feels the need to clear his name and all that, but going live on Instagram to yell at people, demanding justice for a woman who was likely at least one person in their friend group, just makes him look like a, you know what? I'm not going to say the word because I was just going to call him a really nasty name, but I know karma is a real thing. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut. So moving on. Let's get to the issue of the police cover up because there is a lot of speculation about how the Mexican police tried to cover this up. Now, I'm not saying that it's true, and I'm not going to say that it isn't true. But what I do know is that it was reported that the Mexican authorities initially ruled it as an accidental death from alcohol poisoning. Really? Y'all saw this girl to death. You saw her body like that, and you said accidental death from alcohol poisoning? According to her father, there was a knot on her head, her lip was busted, and her eye was bruised and swollen. And I know I'm not an expert or anything like that, but make it make sense. For someone to look at a body in that state and rule it as non-suspicious? Like, boy, if y'all don't get y'all thinking caps on. And there's also the fact that the initial police report claimed that she had gone into cardiac arrest and had passed away around 6 p.m.
Bring her to a hospital. The police report said she went into cardiac arrest and was declared dead at 6 p.m. But an autopsy obtained by ABC News contradicted that report, saying she was declared dead 3 hours earlier, suffering from a severe spinal cord injury and a dislocated neck.
And this makes me question what exactly is going on. A lot of people believe that the Mexican authorities tried to cover up the death because they didn't want to bring negative attention to Cabos. And I don't know if y'all know this, but Cabos is a heavy tourist destination and brings a lot of revenue. So reports of a woman losing her life while in Cabos is definitely going to lead to a drop in their revenue because people are going to get spooked and not want to go to Cabos anymore. So yeah, there's a lot of logic in this alleged cover-up. And to be honest, I feel like this thing happens a lot more often than we think. Now, shout out to my girl Chronicle Speaks because she was able to get some insider info about the case that furthermore points to the fact that there was indeed some foul play here. So according to the translated document that she was able to get, Shanquella's friend called for medical help at 2:13 p.m. because she had drunk a lot of alcohol. And at 3:15 p.m., the attending doctor or medic advised them to take her to the hospital, but they refused and asked Shanquella to be treated on the spot. Okay, so how evil do you have to be to hurt someone that considers you a friend, lie to the doctor about what happened, and then refuse to get her medical help that could have saved her life? Nah, I'm not even gonna call them friends anymore because all signs point to they just evil people who did this on purpose. Anyway, the document continued saying that at 4:20, Shanquella suffered a seizure, and this made one of the group members, Winter Donovan, call 911 for an ambulance, but things had already gone bad because Shanquella started struggling to breathe and her pulse dropped. Then at 4:49, the doctor reportedly couldn't get a pulse and started CPR, but it was unsuccessful and she was pronounced dead at 5:57 p.m. First of all, if the doctor got there by 2 p.m. and was still there when the ambulance arrived and when Shanquella passed by 5:57, does that mean that doctor stayed there for almost 4 hours and watched Shanquella progressively get worse and worse without calling for backup or insisting that she be taken to a hospital? Things get more suspicious when we factor in the fact that the autopsy didn't say nothing about alcohol in Shanquella's system. If she really had alcohol poisoning, then it means that she drank a lot of alcohol, and toxicology would have picked it up when the autopsy was being performed. Like, hello. In fact, if we look at the autopsy report, then we can see that it asks if the victim was found intoxicated. And if she had been, then it would have been marked yes. But it wasn't. So this probably means that either the alcohol in her system was at a very insignificant level or completely absent. Again, this makes me wonder why the medic or doctor did not figure this out in the 4 hours she spent with her. And it gets even worse, y'all. I mean, according to Chronicle Speaks, not only did the police cover up the case, but they also stole from the girl. Chronicle Speaks asked her informant, "Do you have any idea why the police would cover up these individuals from another country?" And the source replied, "A police source tells me that it was possibly because the agents who processed the crime scene kept $17,000 that Shanquella brought in her luggage." So you mean to tell me they were basically paid off by the group with Shanquella's own hard-earned money? This just makes me sick to my stomach. For the police, it was a win-win situation for them because they got to keep $17,000 and at the same time avoid negative press for Cabos. Someone commented, "I am a nurse as well, and there is no way that the doctor did not recognize this lady as being in a critical situation and in urgent need of hospitalization. But most likely, even with immediate advanced care, her injuries were beyond help." Another person said, "The cops and whoever tried to cover up her death all need to be held accountable. This is just so sickening." Every part of this story is nothing short of horrific, and I just sincerely hope that the charges are brought against the group as soon as possible, and that Shanquella's family finds peace and strength to continue through life, because this is just a horrible thing for any parent to have to go through, especially publicly. But thank you for listening and rocking with me because, you know, it's hard times out here and we just trying to share the stories. Thank you for the love so far. I see y'all comments. Y'all are fire. So anyways, yeah, while y'all here, you could check out this next video. Peace.